Update 2. My brother and I spent our first Thanksgiving together in 10 years. I didn't realize how much I'd needed it. It's been a few months since I posted about reconnecting with my estranged brother, Eli 34M, after nearly a decade of silence. I didn't think I'd have much of an update, but after this weekend, I feel like I need to write it all down while it's still fresh. This Thanksgiving was our first real holiday together since our mom passed. I didn't expect it to hit me as hard as it did. Eli called me in early November and said, "Hey, you and Mark are coming down for Thanksgiving, right?" I laughed because, yes, we'd already talked about it, but he sounded nervous, like maybe he was afraid I'd back out. He added, "Amber wants to meet you. She's been trying new recipes all week. You better be hungry." Amber is his girlfriend. She's 32, works as a paramedic, and from what I've gathered over phone calls, she's basically sunshine in human form. The drive down to our hometown takes about 5 hours. Mark and I packed up Wednesday night pies, a bottle of wine, and our finished draft of the Love Mom recipe book. I thought I was fine, but halfway through the drive, I started crying. Not big sobs, just quiet tears that snuck up on me. Mark reached over, squeezed my knee, and said, "You're going home. It's okay to feel everything." And that's exactly what it was, going home. Eli's house looked different this time. There were twinkle lights around the porch and a wreath on the door. Daisy, his dog, barked like crazy when she saw us but immediately melted into my lap once we were inside. Eli hugged me, like really hugged me this time. No hesitation, no awkwardness. "You made it," he said, grinning. "And you brought pie. I knew you'd still be Mom's kid." Amber came out of the kitchen then, wiping her hands on a dish towel. She's warm and disarming in that way that makes you feel like you've known her forever. She hugged me too and said, "I've heard so much about you. Finally, I get to meet the legend." I laughed, but something in my chest loosened when she said that. For so long, I'd felt like a ghost in my brother's life, someone he used to have, not someone he talked about. Dinner prep was in full chaos mode. Pots simmering, rolls rising, football on TV. It felt like a real family holiday, and it had been so long since I'd felt that. While Amber cooked, Eli asked me to help him bring up some stuff from the basement. Old junk, he called it. But when we got down there, I realized it wasn't junk. It was Mom's stuff. Boxes labeled in her handwriting. Christmas, photos, kitchen, keepsakes. Eli said quietly, "I haven't gone through it since she passed. Thought maybe we could do it together." We sat on the cold concrete floor surrounded by cardboard boxes and dust. The first one we opened was full of family photos, some framed, some loose, some in those old plastic sleeves from 1-hour photo places. There was one of us at the beach, me with sand stuck to my face, Eli holding a bucket like it was treasure. Mom in the background, laughing. I said, "God, we were babies." Eli smiled. She used to call us her chaos duo. In another box, we found the little clay ornaments we'd made in elementary school, misshapen stars, cracked hearts with our names carved in them. Eli turned one over in his hand. "She kept everything." I said, "Yeah, even our disasters." We laughed, but both of us were crying too. It felt like grief and gratitude had gotten tangled up together. When we finally went back upstairs, Amber took one look at our faces and said softly, "You found the memory boxes, didn't you?" We just nodded. Thanksgiving morning, the house smelled like cinnamon and roasted turkey. Eli was already up, wearing an apron that said Grill Sergeant. Apparently Amber bought it as a joke, but he actually uses it. Mark helped him with the turkey while I made stuffing using Mom's recipe, something I hadn't done in years. I even called Eli over to taste test it. He took a bite and said, "Needs more sage. She always overdid the sage." I added more. It felt right. Amber's parents came over in the afternoon, kind, welcoming people. Her mom hugged me like she'd known me forever. Her dad and Eli talked football with Mark while we set the table. At one point, I caught Eli looking around, a small, thoughtful smile on his face. I think he was realizing what I was, that this was ours now. Our version of family. Not a perfect recreation of what we'd lost, but something new we were building together. Dinner was chaos in the best way, too many dishes, too little table space, Daisy begging underfoot. Everyone was laughing, talking over each other, passing plates. When things settled for a minute, Amber raised her glass and said, Before we dig in, I think Eli wanted to say something. He looked startled. Apparently, she hadn't told him she was going to do that. But then he cleared his throat and stood. He said, yeah, okay. Then looked at me. This is weird because I'm not good at speeches, but I guess this is the first time in a long time I've had my whole family in one room. He paused, his voice catching a little. It means more than I can say that we're all here. I spent a lot of years thinking I didn't deserve this anymore. So, thanks for giving me another chance. Then he looked at me again. And Sam, thanks for calling me. You brought this all back. I couldn't even speak. I just raised my glass, tears in my eyes, and said, to family, the stubborn kind that refuses to stay broken. We all laughed and clinked glasses. It was small, simple, but I swear it felt sacred. After dinner, Mark and Amber's parents stayed inside cleaning up, and Eli asked if I wanted to go for a walk. The night was cold and clear, stars sharp in the sky. We walked down the old street where we used to ride our bikes. Some of the houses had changed. Others looked exactly the same. Eli said, "You remember when we tried to build a fort in the woods and you cried because you thought the squirrels were watching us?" I groaned. "You're never gonna let that go, are you?" "Nope." We talked for a long time about everything and nothing. Then he got quiet for a bit and said, "You know, I used to be so mad at you, not because you left, but because you got out. I felt stuck and I took it out on you." I said, "I get it. I blamed you for not saving me from myself. I guess we were both holding grudges against the wrong people." He nodded. "Yeah, maybe we were both just trying to survive it." We walked in silence for a while, and then he said, "I think Mom would have liked Amber." I smiled. "Yeah, she would have loved that she makes you eat vegetables." He laughed. "Don't tell her that, she's already smug enough." Then he added more quietly, "You know what's weird? For the first time in forever, I feel peaceful." I squeezed his arm. "Me too." When we got back to the house, I pulled out the copy of Love, Mom that Mark and I had printed. It wasn't fancy, just a spiral-bound draft with all of Mom's recipes, little stories we'd written, and photos we'd scanned. We gave it to Eli and Amber as a gift. Eli flipped through it slowly, smiling at each page. Then he stopped on the very last one, the letter Mom had written, the one that said, "You're each other's first home." He ran his thumb over the words and said, almost to himself, "She'd be proud of us." I said, "I think so too." Amber leaned over to read it, then wrapped her arms around both of us. "This is beautiful," she said. "You two are proof that love can take the long way home." That line stuck with me. When it was time to leave on Sunday, I didn't feel that old ache of unfinished business. I just felt full, like something long empty had finally been filled. Eli hugged me at the car and said, "Don't wait another 10 years, okay?" I laughed. "Not even 10 days. I'll call you when we get home." As we drove away, I looked back and saw him standing in the driveway, waving, Daisy beside him. And for the first time in a very long time, it didn't feel like I was leaving something behind. It felt like I was bringing it with me. When Mom died, I told myself family was too complicated to ever feel safe again. I thought it was better to protect myself from disappointment. But what I've learned this year is that healing doesn't always look like apologies and closure. Sometimes it looks like laughter over burnt rolls, or crying on a basement floor surrounded by dusty photo albums, or someone saying, "Hey, I made extra mashed potatoes because I know they're your favorite." It's in the small, ordinary things, the moments that rebuild trust without even trying to. Eli and I spent a decade apart because we both thought the other person didn't care. Turns out, we were both just scared. Now I call him every week. Sometimes we don't even talk about anything important. But every time I hang up, I feel lighter. And every time I see his name light up my phone, I think of Mom's words. "You're each other's first home." She was right. It just took us a while to find our way back to it.